This here is my fennel. Well, when I say my fennel, this was here before I even got here. No idea where this had come from, but I am very thankful that someone planted it. Some years this thing gets up to about 8 feet tall with its flower spikes. Absolutely huge. They'll be sheltering out Mr. Scarecrow there pretty soon. And well, this year thousands of seedlings popped up in the bed over there, which has been a bit of a pain in the bum. But this stuff is great. All year round I'm harvesting it. I'm using it in teas, using it as a pot herb. It's really great in salads. And if you like me and you like eating beans or Jerusalem artichokes or anything which basically makes no one want to go near your rear end for a few hours, fennel seems to remove the effects of flatulence quite well. You can also store the seeds. Seeds give really strong flavour and taste in your dishes. It's really great. Growing right next to it are hostas. I'm really surprised these hostas came up this year. I planted them about 2 years ago. Last year there wasn't even a single sign of them, and suddenly this year they're growing. What are hostas doing on an allotment, you might wonder? Well, some people like to eat the green shoots, kind of at that stage, like you would asparagus. I've tried it a couple of times, and to me it just kind of tasted the green. You know, not much taste to it, but keeping them growing. I'm going to keep trying them and just, you know, it's making a good use of a small bit of space here, and it's just something a bit unusual. Why the slugs haven't attacked it, I'm not sure. They tend not to like anything with a thick stem or big leaf. You know, if you're growing hostas in these wet areas like we are here down in Devon, hostas like the big daddies, Devon green, you know, with these almost succulent thick leaves are the ones you want to be going for. Right here we have Scorzonera, or Scorzonera hispanica. Some people often refer to it as black salsify. Well, people who might have heard of it. It is related to salsify, but this is a short-lived perennial, biennial. Some people even call it a complete perennial. We're going to have to wait and see. And although it's part of the Asteraceae family, you know, the same as these cultivated dandelions over here, it's actually a root crop. I think these are either popular or come from Spain. They have these long black roots on them, and once you peel off the waxy outer layer of it, they've got a nice white inner layer which you can cook. I had them a couple of years ago. It was quite nice. These ones here, they're in their second year of growth. I'm hoping they're going to flower soon. They basically look like oversized dandelions like these. Produce some nice seeds for me. I'm going to harvest them. Apparently with these you can eat the flowers, you can eat the leaves, young ones in salads, old ones in stews. You can propagate the stems, or the roots I mean, by cuttings. I had one which I dug out the ground maybe September, October, and I just kind of chucked it on that bit of carpet over there. It just kept growing. Had no soil, had no nutrients, had no care, exposed to everything, and it kept growing and growing until a couple of weeks ago when when the drought finally got to it. It was quite a nice experiment to do, but yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do with these guys. They are ginormous though, aren't they? Look at the growth of that. That's a good 50 centimetres width on that singular plant. You know, I can't see why these ones aren't grown ornamentally. These are wonderful, but hopefully they're going to last as a perennial. If not, I'm going to have to do some more seed sowing. Now this one here, who's beginning to flower, If you're wondering where he comes from, yet again, this is a British native. Normally you can find it in garden centres, sold under kind of a wildflower mix. And its name is Salad Burnet. Sanguisorba. Now, I don't actually get much use out of this. It's not the most productive of crops, but does have its charm. So leaves, especially the new growth in spring, before it started flowering like it is now, you might be able to use in a salad. But after it's flowered, you're kind of restricted to using them as just a bit of a flavouring. They have a cucumbery taste, so you add them to a little bit of water. Stop using your cucumbers, use this instead for your cucumber taste. You know, cucumbers are a waste of space, waste of plot, absolutely no nutrient analysis on it. There's nothing really which is going to help you, to the point where actually some countries in times of war have banned the growth of cucumbers because they just take up valuable growing space and materials. So this is a great alternative, although I suppose you're not going to get very far if you put this on your eye for a face mask. Comfrey, you invasive nuisance. Well, invasive nuisance for some people. Normal comfrey seems to self-seed itself around the garden, and it's a bit of a pain to get out the soil. But this stuff here it's been taken from a cutting of a Russian form, which is infertile, so it will not seed itself around. Why am I growing comfrey here? Well, it's one of these few plants which I'm not actually using for edible purposes. Any of you permaculturalists around here would know it very well as what do you call a system plant, a mineral accumulator, which means it's very good at pinning roots very deep down in the soil and pulling up all the nutrients which other plants might not be able to get to. What I do then is a couple of times a year give these guys a real chop back, straight back down to the ground. They can handle that. Shove them in a bucket, stick some water in there, and in 2 weeks' time I got a lovely stinking black mess of a liquid fertiliser, which tends to do the trick. I used it on some onions last year and they were absolutely ginormous.